Absolutely. So one of the things that we talk about a lot at Teaching Channel is something that we call student agency, which is essentially turning the learning over to students. So I didn't know if you could talk about this grant proposal in terms of that. Did you feel like the learning got turned over to you, and is that part of what was terrifying? And if it was, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I think I think one of the biggest things about the grant project was that it afforded a lot of freedom
Yeah.
to get a little bit more creative with it. And I think one of the biggest things, at least for me, and I think for a lot of other people who tend to be motivated students, I think that if you give them the reins, they'll tend to run with that, and they'll give a bit more back than if you just give them a set rubric that limits what they can do.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if that answers your question. That's just kind of
Sure.
an observation that stuck out to me.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it allowed us as students to take ownership over the process as well. Because I think in a lot of my high school experience, it was more guided, like a step-by-step process. First, you're going to read 3 research articles, and then you're going to do this and this. Yeah. Whereas this was more of a process, and we could take ownership over how are we going to get from point A to point B and what's going to work for our group while having some support as well. So.
What's it been like for you after high school? Have you had lots of experiences where you've had to figure out this process on your own? Or has it been more like read these 3 articles and follow these steps?
Oh man, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, as you get further and further through life and through college in particular, for me, that's just the obvious example right now because I'm living it. You have less and less direction, you have less and less guidance as you go through. You're expected to be more autonomous. And so something like the grant project, I don't want to just I'm not just trying to bring praise upon praise down upon it, but it really did do a good job of offering a bit of insight into how you have to think along lines where there might not just be a set way to get to a solution. And that's true more so now than it was in high school, and I expect it'll be more so true in 5 years than it is now.
Yeah. I think it definitely, the project kind of hit you with reality that these are things that people in the real world are doing. And I mean, in college, I think that yes, it's still kind of a gradual process that you kind of start out in your first couple years, and a lot of the entry level courses, you're getting a lot of guidance still.
Yeah.
But now in senior level courses, a lot of it is kind of individualized projects that you're forming on your own and figuring out the process yourself.
Yeah.